Stopping and taking a turn in the sign of Capricorn, Saturn begins to track back in a retrograde motion at 7 degrees 49, returning us to a place we've once been. Now, this is according to the Vedic system of astrology, the yogic scientific system of astrology, and my name is Siri Prakash, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel, where I share with you the conscious energies of the planets that get awakened within each and every one of us, as they reveal our tale of time and our experience on Earth. And in today's video, I want to share with you the upcoming retrograde cycle of Saturn, what he will awaken and what he's interested in, and how we can experience some relief from him as he tracks back from May 10th until September 29th for a 4.5-month long cycle. Saturn retrogrades every year as part of his normal planetary cycle, but the year of 2020 is proving to be extraordinary, one that we are all sharing collectively. And in the month of May, it's without exception being a very unusual month, as we have 3 key planets beginning their retrograde motion, starting with Saturn, and then quickly following we'll have a Venus retrograde, and then shortly thereafter Jupiter will retrograde, making the month of May a pivotal point in this year of 2020, as it will start this let's question everything and let's revisit everything cycle that will last through the summer. Now, Saturn in Capricorn is really indicating major shifts in corporate structures, as well as how we are being governed and how individual nations are starting to protect themselves, starting to separate themselves, taking more independent states. It changes the world direction dynamically as this starts to occur in 2020. And it wants us to really look at how we are using our leadership and how we are using our ethics responsibly. Saturn in Capricorn is really building our resilience. It's building our endurance to overcome and to really connect with the challenge and meet it with a force so that we can create a better future and a better system going forward. As Saturn is really a planet of the common man and building foundations that are really meant to last long term, it's really interested in protecting not only our material resources, but it's also interested in protecting our human resources and our nature resources. And as we've come to understanding at a global scale that we've been consuming them far too excessively in a way that is just not at all sustainable. And Saturn is really putting a halt to all of this, even at the pain and cost of our own human comfort. Saturn's not interested in our comfort. It's actually interested in delivering us to our higher state of destiny. Overall, his 4.5-month retrograde cycle is not that bad. It actually indicates a slowing down of the intensity that we've felt in the first few months of the year. And in the beginning of his retrograde is where we will feel his energies the most intense. So through May 10th, through the very end of May, we will feel his intensity the strongest. And then again in September. As in September, when he starts to station and go direct, we will have Mars retrograde, and then we will have Rahu and Ketu, the north and south node, changing their positions. And so this will create a bit of a tense moment in September. But in the summertime, it shows a period of where we'll be working to come together, navigating how this occurred, how we can find a pathway forward, a time of questioning everything, cautiously coming together so that we can relate with one another again and find comfort in one another again and find unity in one another again. Saturn is really teaching us here to go beyond our fear, to build our resilience to the obstacles and to the challenge, and to find a more ethically and sound way to build our future going forward, as we won't see the world return to as it once was, as we were consuming things at too much of a high rate where it's not sustainable, where we were burning out not only our human resources, but our economic resources, our nature's resources, and these were just not sustainable. So Saturn is not a planet that's really interested in our comfort. That we can see from Venus. And so Saturn just puts a halt to it and says, stop and take a look. And now the aggression that we will experience in the summertime, this is really seen through Mars. It's not really seen through Saturn. So I won't discuss this here, and I've talked about it in my previous video. So take a look there. But with Saturn, he's actually helping us this summer. So we should really understand the higher octave teachings of the planets and not favor one over the other, because Saturn here is really helping us out. It's helping us to come out. It's helping us to reconnect. Now, two very key remedies for dealing with these intense energies that Saturn awakens is, first is to remain in the heart. By remaining in the heart, you're actually dealing with a higher level of intelligence, a higher place of consciousness, one that will carry you and one that will help you make correct decisions. It's not your emotional heart, it's really your heart center, the center of you, and this will help to lead you in your way. Another thing that you can do is start to address the underlying anxieties that get awakened within you through this cycle of time. And by addressing with this is the most powerful way to heal the unexpected that arises in these really uncertain times. Because this is seen as an underlying issue within all of us, where we really have to understand our each individual anxieties that get awakened when we're challenged with uncertainty. And these times can come up at any moment, not at this level of intensity as 2020 is showing to us, but our anxiety in each one of us is always there. So I encourage you to really look at the underlying issues of what it is so that you can handle the unexpected. For those of you who have your ascendant sun or moon in the sign of Capricorn, you will feel this transit the most, as well as those of you who are running Saturn and Ketu dashas. So do take care and take note of this. Once we change our perception of Saturn, we change our relationships to Saturn, and we can take advantage of all that it brings. Once we create a habit and connect it with our heart, our instinct shows us how and shows us when. Our internal celestial bodies then connect with the heavenly celestial bodies, and life becomes easier. I send you lots of luck with the retrograde cycle of Saturn. Please like and subscribe my video. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. If you have any questions or comments, please comment below. And if you have any feedback, I'd appreciate it. Thank you, Satnam.